There are certain types of men out there who are, I hate to say it, invisible to women. And this is becoming increasingly so over the years. I would say I've noticed this in the past 10 years. If you went back 15 years, 20 years, you had sections of society, men who were essentially blue-collar workers, construction workers, electricians, carpenters, these types of guys, and made it okay with women. They could go out to a bar at night and pick up a woman. They could meet a girl at a club. They could meet women in day-to-day life. And these were good, honest, hardworking people who made pretty decent money, and women weren't put off by them. But now, because we have entered a very strange dystopian world where women are now very aware of how they're perceived in the world through social media, and they are very judgmental of themselves, of other women, of other men. And remember, women are more interested in assessing other women and how they compare to other women. They're not really as interested in other men as you'd think. However, women do judge other women based on the quality of their boyfriends. And so women want to have boyfriends who they can show off to the world. And these types of superficial women, I would say, are best avoided. If you can find a woman who's not like this at all, who's not on social media, who's not superficial, of course, that's the kind of girl you want to get. But by and large, I'm going to talk about this issue where I've spoken to guys who are now, I would say, relatively invisible to women. Women don't really give them a chance. And these men are almost like ghosts, and they are blue-collar workers. Women are not interested. If a blue-collar guy makes $200,000 a year and he runs a small business, well, because his prestige is considered so low in her eyes, and it's not a good look on social media to have a guy like this, and a woman thinks she can do better, and a woman's always questioning, this is the ruthless side of women, how she can look better to her friends, look better to her family, look better to society, how she can show off and get more validation and impress more people and raise her value. Well, a lot of these guys become irrelevant to women. They're not even visible. Women don't notice them. It's really sad to say. And the lower a man's value is, the more invisible he becomes, and the higher a man's value is, the more visible he is. That's the way it works. You have a guy who's got very high value, women are all going to notice him. 99% of women are going to notice a guy who's got very, very high value. And 99% of women are not even going to see a guy who's got low value. They're not even going to notice this man at all. And it doesn't really matter how much money you make in the world. It doesn't matter how much value you bring to the world anymore, unfortunately, because we do live in that kind of society where men who make good money and they bring a lot of value to the world, but if they don't have enough prestige and their status isn't considered to be high enough, then you'll find that women just don't see them, they don't notice them. They're invisible. Whereas the guy who's got a lot of prestige in the eyes of a woman, he's got a great job, or he's got a great network, or he's got a great profile, or he's achieved something which is noteworthy, or he's got a little bit of fame or a little bit of recognition, women notice this, that guy is going to be considered significantly more interesting to women and valuable to women and desirable to women, even if he makes hardly any money and even if he doesn't provide any value compared to these other guys. It's about how, unfortunately, you're perceived in the world. And that's why a lot of guys get so disillusioned with women, because they are like this. They are always asking, how can I do better? How can I raise my value? How can I look better in front of my friends, my family, on social media? And men, in a lot of cases, are simply just a tool. They're a tool for women to elevate their status. And so you'll find that you do get a lot of guys who are considered invisible to women. It's a real shame, of course. But if you want to know how to raise your value, how to build real value with women and stand out from other men, I highly recommend you get a copy of my book, Atomic Attraction. You can pick up your copy today by clicking on the link below. And let me know what you guys think in the comments section below. I'd love to hear from you guys and get your thoughts on this topic. Talk soon.